Right then, speaking to Canvey Island manager Danny Heale following today's 1-0 victory against Greenwich Borough. Danny, happy with what you saw today?
Yeah, it was a bit of a different sort of kettle of fish today. Obviously, Greenwich Borough being a decent team as well, but obviously it was just the conditions. It was so hot out there today. The pitch was really dry. Obviously, obviously from the other night where it was wet and the ball was fizzing around, it was hard to get going. Good to keep a clean sheet. Good, really pleased with some of the performance levels. And that got a bit sloppy at times where I think we had too much possession at times, and we're trying to force things and that where we probably could have played a little bit more keep ball and looked after it a little bit better. But on a whole, no, good to get a clean sheet and a win under our belts. And obviously, a lot of the boys had 45 minutes again. Some had 60, a couple of them had 90. So obviously, again, we'll go again on Tuesday and hopefully push the minutes onto their legs a bit more.
You happy with the goal from Martin to it? Came from a good
good set up play, and obviously played out the back into midfield, got a little 1-2 on the edge of the box, out wide, and a good cross and a good finish. Typical Martin, and nice play. So George Sykes is coming, Jake Gordon's coming, Jay Curran's coming, Martin Tui, and that, all four of them are playing really well at the minute. They've all got that hunger between them. One thing I was really pleased with was our fitness levels. Really good against Southend, and obviously even just after half an hour of the game you can see that the Greenwich boys were starting to tire, and we were full of energy still. So we've worked hard so far in pre-season, so I'm really pleased with that.
Second half we saw quite a few young trialists come on. They played quite quick, quite confident, shooting from everywhere. Was you happy with what you saw from them?
Yeah, I think these young lads nowadays and that, they're just not fazed by anything. Obviously, well, when I was younger it used to be daunting walking into a change room full of men, and but they've got a chip on their shoulder nowadays and that, and obviously they keep their feet on the floor and concentrate and take in what you're trying to tell them and what they're doing and that, and they've become good players. And so we've got some very good young exciting talent here at the moment. We've got a good 22 man squad at the moment. Now obviously we need to trim it down slightly, but we've got lots of games to play in pre-season still. Obviously Richard Allen's gone away on holiday now, Mitch Gilby comes back from holiday, Tony Stokes has had an injection, he's due to start training Thursday. Cliff Ackerang's out injured, he's due back Thursday, so we've got some big players to come back as well. So it's good at the moment. We'll keep going, keep working hard, and see what the Leyton Orient game gives us on Tuesday.
So 2 games under our belt now. What have you been most particularly happy with?
Well, to be like I just said, like the performance levels have been good in both. Fitness levels have been really good in both. Apart from the wobbly 10 minutes against Southend, obviously having a clean sheet second half, another clean sheet today, pleasing as well. And we haven't really worked on too much shape stuff at the moment. It's just about getting the minutes and working them really hard, and they've been doing it at the moment, and long may it continue. So over the next, obviously we'll get Tuesday out of the way. Thursday will be a little bit of running, and then obviously a lot of pattern stuff and the positional stuff, and we'll see, hopefully it puts in good stead for the next game.
Where do you think we still need to improve? Where do you want to be focused?
Well, listen, everyone keeps saying to me about centre halves, this and that, because of the amount of goals we leaked last year. And listen, we've got good players here. Sometimes it's not just down to the back four, it's about defending from the front. And as a group, we were too easy to score against last year, and we've been working on that obviously at the moment. We'll work on it again before the season starts. But I've brought 2 forwards in, I've brought 2 wide players in, I've brought 2 midfielders in. Obviously I haven't brought any defenders in as yet. Obviously young Chris Parr had a game the other day for us, he's pulled his fire. Obviously the lad from Love Island that Louis Morrison played today, and I thought he was done really well. We're hoping to have a centre half coming from Chelmsford for Tuesday, which I've been dealing with Rod Stringer with over the last few days, and obviously went and watched him last night. So we need to just strengthen defensively at the moment. Obviously Ryan O'Rourke's come in, done really well in the last 2 games as well. So we probably need 1 stroke 2 defenders to come in, and then we'll probably be good for what we've got.
So with 2 games, 4 halves of football, and some very different looking teams, can we expect to see the squad like tightening and getting a bit smaller?
Yeah, over the next, obviously Tuesday will be a bit different. There'll be a lot more players probably getting 60-70 minutes in their legs, and then we'll train Thursday. We'll try and trim it down a little bit, because obviously we need to get some bigger minutes in people's legs now, obviously, because you'll end up running out of games, and you'll slowly start seeing a few disappearing bits and bobs and that. But it's giving me an headache at the moment. So me, Joe and Brad just sat down there and just said at the moment everyone's on it and everyone's doing really well. So it's hard, but we haven't got the money to carry a squad like that, obviously, and so we'll have to trim it down. But obviously we'll just see what happens Tuesday now and go again, and see who wants a shirt.
So just an update on those injuries. Obviously the key ones being to Tony Stokes and Cliff Ackerang. When can we expect to see them in pre-season?
Well, like I say, Tony Stokes hasn't done a thing. He's literally had a groin problem throughout the end of last season. He's gone and had a MRI scan on it. He's got the results back, and they've given him an injection Thursday just gone, but they told him he's got to let it settle down for a week, so he'll start light running next Thursday, so he's miles away. Mitch Gilby's obviously come back from holiday, but he's missed a lot of pre-season, so he ain't ready to play yet. He needs some running in his legs, and Cliff Ackeran's obviously done his knee and his ankle in a charity game throughout the summer, and he's struggling still now, and he's done nothing either, so he's a long way away as well. So they're still part of it, and they're still here, but obviously they're just not ready yet. But Tony Stokes is probably ahead of the most.
So we've got Leighton Orient on Tuesday. Can we expect more of the same what we've seen today on Tuesday?
Yeah, it'll just be, there'll be more people do probably 60, 70 minutes than this, and we'll have to rotate around a little bit. Obviously, I've got to thank him here that I want every player to play around 500 minutes throughout pre-season, and obviously we're keeping data a bit who's played what so far, so we'll assess that, and then make sure people just get the right amount of minutes in the legs throughout the pre-season.